So the last two lessons we talked about simple probability and compound probability, and today we're going to put them all together. So I need you to take out your notes page. It says you roll a number cube, find the probability of rolling a 5. I want to know if this is a simple or a compound event. I know that this is a simple event because there's only one action being taken. The only thing I'm doing is I'm finding the probability of rolling a 5. There is no and in my problem. And so because there's only one action happening, that means that I only have one fraction. However, the next part says you spin a spinner labeled A, B, C, and D, and you toss a coin. Find the probability of spinning a B and tossing a heads. So notice how it says the word and tells me that I need to multiply when I'm dealing with probability. So I know this is a compound event because many actions are happening, or more than one action is happening, which means that I will have many or more than one fraction. Example A, Julian's lucky number is a 7. What is the probability of Julian spinning a 7? So I want to know the probability of you spinning a 7. There's only one thing happening here, so I know this is going to be simple probability. And keeping in mind that if only one thing is happening and it's simple probability, I only need one fraction. So I want to know how many 7s are on my spinner. I know that there's one 7 on my spinner, so 1 is going to be my numerator. And then I want to find out how many total sections are on my spinner, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 is going to be my denominator. Remember, simple probability is when only one thing is happening. There is no and in my word problem. Example B, there are 5 cards numbered 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and a spinner with red, blue, and green. What is the probability of picking a card with an 8 on it and spinning a green? So I have a couple of things happening here. I have cards, and I have 5 of them, it says. And my cards are labeled 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I have a spinner. And my spinner is going to be red, blue, and green. So if you're not sure how to do a problem, then I suggest you draw a picture of what's actually happening. It's a lot easier that way. Because I have two things happening, or because I have the word and in my problem, I know that this is going to be compound probability. Remember that compound probability just means that more than one thing is occurring. And if I have two things, I have cards and I have a spinner, I know that I need 2 fractions. Whereas if I had 3 things happening, let's say I added a coin into this, then I would have 3 fractions. So it just depends on how many things are occurring in your problem, will depend on how many fractions that you have. Here I only have cards and I have a spinner, which is why I have 2 fractions. So I want to know the probability of picking a card with an 8 on it. I know that there's only one 8 listed, so I have 1 as my numerator, and there are a total of 5 cards. So 5 would be my denominator. Then I want to spin a green, and I know that there's only one green on my spinner, which is my numerator, and I know that there's a total of 3 sections. So 3 would be my denominator. And all I need to do is multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 5 times 3 is 15. So my answer is 1 out of 15. I have a 1 out of 15 chance of picking a card with an 8 on it and spinning a green at the same time. Make sure that you glue your notes in, and we're on page 131 today. On your assignment, the very first thing you need to do is you need to mark the text. That means get a highlighter out. That means underline, circle, box in, anything that's going to bring out the important information. After you've done that, number 2 is to determine if it's simple or compound. So all you have to do is read through the problem. After you've highlighted the information, you're going to circle simple or compound. And number 3, you actually have to solve the problem. So there is a spreadsheet for you to check your answers today. And so you actually have to type the word simple or compound, either or. And then you're going to, in the next box, you're going to write the answer. And it's in fraction form, so you're going to have to use that slash. If you have questions, raise your hand. Make sure that you're at least attempting the problems before you're asking for help.